Nice. I have something to tell you. I forgot.
Okay. Why am I getting tired? Like, I'm getting more tired.
My eyes burn.
I'm ready to go lay in my bed.
Welcome to the ugly truth.
No one cares.
I know. Do you think they do? Okay, a couple of things. I had lunch with our hairstylist, and when we were there was somebody waiting for a table. It was so freaking busy, and we thought, oh, it won't be bad. It was raining. It was cold.
This place
downtown.
that you go to downtown is so popular.
It was like people were waiting.
Everybody knows about it.
It was a 45-minute wait for a table. And first of all, it's a closet of a restaurant. It's so small.
Which is why it's so shocking to me. It's so crazy popular.
It's the most popular. The food is next level good. And Mexican food is very plentiful in California.
It's true.
In Sacramento, there's a ton of delicious.
They're everywhere.
But this place is special.
Okay.
And the people, they don't speak, like, it's amazing. It's so freaking good. Anyway, so I walk in and I recognize this girl that Greg is talking to. It's Rebecca. She used to work in the salon.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, Rebecca. Now she just had a second baby, and she's with her hubby and stuff. And so they're chatting away, and I walk up, I'm like, hi, oh my God. I'm like, is it always this busy? He's like, yeah, always. It's never not busy in here. So I'm talking to Rebecca, and we're just chit-chatting. And then she goes, hey, do you still do your podcast? And I said, I do. She goes, I love your podcast.
Oh.
She goes, I haven't had a chance to listen because she's been a bit busy having children.
Yeah.
But she's
Who has an hour of the day when you have freaking two babies?
I know. And she goes, now you're doing it with Stephanie now? And I said, yeah. She goes, I love your podcast.
I love that.
I know. And I said, Rebecca.
Oh my God.
Thank you. And I go, the shows are a little shorter because we're trying to be a little more concise. And she's like, I don't care. She goes, I just put my headphones on. I just binge listen all of them. And I'm like,
so cute.
I love you. Thank you.
That is the sweetest thing. I love hearing stuff like that. I always get
so a little shout out to Rebecca.
Yeah, thank you. I'm always a little shocked and embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed.
I'm always embarrassed. I'm like, just talk to me about that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird when someone says something about the podcast to me, especially because the only people I know are people at work.
Right.
Otherwise, I don't communicate with other humans.
Yeah.
So when someone at work says something to me, I'm always like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah.
I'm like, what did I say?
What did I say? You know what? I stopped thinking about it.
I do too.
I just, you know what? I don't talk about work anymore. That used to be a thing for me.
Right.
Because I would naturally want to bring it up, and now I really just don't.
Yeah.
And it's become a habit. So I don't worry about that anymore.
Right.
But I'm like, you know what? This is basically who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that if people know me at work, the ones who I've allowed,
they're not surprised by anything you say.
No, they're
Nothing.
like, what? This is how she is all the time.
This
pretty
is just
much
who she is. Okay, so with that being said, the other day, Daryl has been traveling quite a bit. So I'll go check the mail.
Lucky bastard.
I know. You love that he travels.
That's why I always ask him, because I
know.
I live
I told him
vicariously.
that.
I could be Daryl if I could have that life.
I told him, I said,
career and excitement and traveling.
I said, Stephanie always asks me if you're traveling. And he goes, really? Why? And I go, well, because she thinks it's really fun and exciting.
In my mind.
It is.
And to him, it's like a chore. And to you, you're like, I don't care. I'm happy to be home alone. And I'm like, God. I'm like,
you know what? I will say that the Seattle trip was like 5 days. It was a really long trip. Normally he's not gone that long.
No, he's usually gone like 2 days.
It's like 2 days. And he is, I know this is really surprising to you, but if he could, he'd live in my skin. He doesn't like being away from me.
No, I know.
He is obsessed with me.
I know.
And it's fine. I get it. Like, I have to literally give him plans. I'll be like, look, I just want you to know I'm going to be playing World of Warcraft. I'll be playing for 3 hours. He's like, all right. You know what I mean?
What am I going to do?
Like, and he'll hear me playing and having a good time, and he'll be like, I was just so jealous. And I'm like, you're so crazy.
You know what's so ironic about this is that
I'm the meanest person ever.
Jamie, I mean, I don't think you are, but I know what you mean. Yes, I know, because I'm that way, right?
I said something really mean to him the other day, and he's like, wow, that was really mean. And I'm like, was it? And I was relentless. Oh, God.
I was reminded this guy at my work, he lives in an apartment complex and downtown, Midtown. And he was telling me how an old married couple live above him, and they're old.
Okay.
He's like, and they like to drink. He goes, and they always end up getting into arguments like late at night. He goes, because after they've been drinking, and then they'll get into arguments. He goes, and when you live, I forgot what it's like, but you can hear everything.
Of course.
Yeah. He goes, and she is so mean to him. He goes, the thing she says, I go, they've probably been married forever. He goes, yeah. He goes, she goes, they weren't even arguing. They were sitting out on their balcony and he came out and she's like, oh, here comes the dumbass.
Oh my God.
No. He goes, and she says shit like that all the time.
So mean. I don't call Daryl names.
No, I know you don't.
Although I called him an idiot the other day and he goes,
oh God, that must have hurt.
Well, I said, God, I go, idiot. And I never.
No, I know you don't.
And he goes, you know what? That was really uncalled for. And I was like, well, then don't be an idiot. He's just like, you shouldn't say that. I felt like we were 8. And I'm like, well, would you rather I call you stupid?
Right. Well, I mean,
I don't like those words.
I don't either,
all,
especially when they're going towards him, I'm sure.
It made me kind of mad. He made me really mad.
But also,
it was something stupid.
I don't know if people understand the amount of restraint that we use on a daily basis doing everything we do.
You know, and he has really worn me down to, you know how like rocks are like lava rocks are really pokey. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I've been with him for a really long time. And so I have to admit that I have some smoother edges.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, therapy helps, but also he's relentless. He's just like, I know that you're a good person. Stop it. You know, it's like he just really
quit searching for something that's not there.
Yeah, try
no,
stuff.
I'm kidding.
You know, well, no, and he's just, you know, and it is true that a lot of it is, you know, I have walls.
Absolutely.
But anyway,
same.
So he traveled for a really long time and he came back and he, you know, it takes us so long to get back into the rhythm of being together again.
Oh.
It takes a long time, you know, and then he literally left again. We had Super Bowl and then he left the next morning at like 5 a.m.
Oh, for traveling again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was gone. And this one wasn't as bad, but it was still like 2 days.
It was just, yeah. And it was close to the last time.
He was home for 2 days and the Super Bowl also was that weekend. So it was like
chaos.
Yeah,
and
mass chaos.
And
Not only that, but we went away that weekend.
Yeah, that's right. You haven't even told me about that.
Yeah, we went to Napa. We stayed at the Stanley Ranch.
Fun.
It was amazing.
Was it just for no good reason or was there something, were you celebrating?
Just needed to get away.
Yeah, nice.
Just needed to get away. And we did a wine tasting, which was really nice.
Fun.
And I definitely overserved myself.
Oh, well.
And was sick as a dog the next day, but at least I was sick as a dog in a really nice room.
Thank you.
You know,
right.
There was hot air balloons out my back. There's
worse places to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think
got a late checkout. Thank God.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to make it.
I think that's part of the fun of traveling when you overindulge and you don't have to clean. No. You don't have to cook. Because you can't.
I just took a hot shower and I just was like,
you can just lay around and do nothing. You can fucking get room service. I mean, it's just the best.
It was the best.
Yeah.
So
you don't have to drive usually, you know.
We had to cancel we had an appointment to go get some champagne that day. And I said, I can't do it.
Yeah.
The idea of being outside.
No.
We're past hair of the dog.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
No, I just need to literally die.
So
in
I just
room.
came home and I just died.
Yeah,
basically.
That's fun too, though.
Yeah, it was fun, but it took me too long to recover. And I'm like, I think this is because I'm old.
It depends.
I
try to pamper my body prior to lots of drinking.
Same.
And if you forget to do that, and we've all done it, then you really suffer.
You know what? I made the mistake I always make. I didn't eat anything.
Yeah. Oh God.
You know, big mistake.
The kiss of death.
Then we had dinner really late. By then it's too late.
Oh,
you know?
No.
You can't. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I did this on Super Bowl. And what I did was I was eating because it's Super Bowl,
right?
But I wasn't drinking anything else but alcohol.
Oh shit!
Since like 10 a.m.
Oh no!
And I kind of didn't even think about it.
No, because it's probably icy cold.
Everything.
You're nauseous.
Oh, Jerry and I were doing fucking shots. Are you kidding me? I mean, we were.
God. Oh my God.
We were getting tossed. Actually, I'm lying. He went and worked a little bit in the morning. And so I was alone. So I didn't start drinking right away. I'm lying.
You were probably cooking food.
I was cooking food. Mm-hmm. I was doing all of that. I got meatballs ready. I was doing nachos, all that stuff.
Yummy.
And then I started drinking. I did eventually. And then but he wasn't gone very long.
Yeah.
So he was definitely ready to party when he got home. And all the festivities on TV were underway.
Did you like Usher, by the way?
I did, but I thought he was I don't think he was as prepared as he should have been.
Really?
I thought he pooped out. He was exhausted.
Well, he's not a child
No,
anymore.
he's not a child. But if you're going to be on the Super Bowl halftime show, and you know that for a long time,
Stamina, my
you
friends.
need to be fucking working out like a dog.
Well, I don't know.
Constantly for 6 months.
Did you see the TikTok of the girl who was hired the day before the Super Bowl for roller skating?
I saw her.
And she fell off the stage and got a black eye. She's lucky she didn't kill herself.
Oh, for sure.
That was not a small stage.
No.
And did you hear about the woman who fell off the pole?
No.
You can see the video of it. It's
was
ludicrous.
she part of the...
She was pole dancing and she was up high and she slid all the way down and fell off the pole. And I'm like, I feel like the vibe was there, but there was a lot of unpreparedness.
Yeah.
And
I don't live.
Well, that too.
I mean,
and I apparently, I watched it live. I saw Alicia Keys hit that bad note right off the gate.
Yeah, we all did. They made
they edited it.
They made up for it though. I thought it was cute, the chemistry they had for the song. First of all, My Boo is literally one of my favorite songs.
Me too. I love that song.
I listen to it in my car as loud as it'll go, sometimes on my way to work.
I like Usher, but here's the thing. I mean, I guess, you know what? The NFL knows their audience. I suppose they know the age range. But I'm like, this feels like a bit on the edge of too old for the audience. Well, I mean, I don't know.
You know what?
I don't know. I mean, Reba McEntire, really? I mean, I like her, but I'm like, really?
I mean,
There's no one else. There's no one else that's a little more relevant.
I agree. Well,
I don't know.
Reba remains relevant.
Okay, she's an icon, but I mean,
she's been on The Voice. She's got a new show out.
Sure.
She's funny. The woman can sing.
I love Reba.
But I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
That.
But here's the thing. You're right. The NFL in general is not a young audience.
Well,
these aren't young people.
Well, I mean, you want to know why Taylor Swift is so popular?
Well, thank you.
And why they hate her? Because she's bringing in young women into the NFL.
Didn't you love that commercial that I sent you?
The NFL is freaking out. They're like, oh my God, had we known,
we would have done this.
We would have done this years ago.
Well, what I worry about with them is like the amount of pressure that is on these two people.
I think they give zero fucks.
I hope that's true.
I think they give no fucks. Taylor Swift is like the NFL what? Big what? What? I'm a fucking billionaire.
I know.
People know me from here to Zambia.
Yeah.
No one in the NFL can intimidate me.
Antarctica and they will be listening to Taylor Swift.
Like, they're a bunch of old white guys. Like, you think I give a shit? Well, I've got one of the hottest football players in the league who's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
The hottest football player.
Trying to impress me every week. Like, you guys should be thanking me.
And she's like, and I climb him like a tree. And we're like,
I would
too. Love you, Taylor.
I would too.
We all want to be you. Yeah,
I mean, sure. Honestly.
I can't stand the hate. I really hate it so much. And that's one of the reasons why.
So weird.
I don't understand what is so goddamn triggering about a young, successful, beautiful woman.
Well, you just said it. You just said it.
Yes, and then that's what it just infuriates me to no end.
That what people may fail to remember because she's like a Michael Jackson level star, but people can recall that when Jessica Simpson was dating Tony Romo, they hated her.
I know.
They hated the sight of her in his jerseys, in the suite, on the sidelines. Like, they were like, she's the reason we suck. You know, like, it was next level. It broke them up.
Yeah.
Like, it was too much. I freaking love Jessica Simpson, by the way.
I do too.
I love her so much.
I do too.
And I'm very happy for her. She too is a billionaire, by the way.
She is, but for different. She's a fashion. She doesn't need to be. She's like not in the spotlight the way Taylor is.
Well, not currently
now. Yes. Yeah. But God, I love her, and I love her success too.
Yes, but my point is that people who
Taylor's very visible. She's still very relevant. She's on tour, for Christ's sakes. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes. She. But my point is that the NFL. Apparently, I mean, and this is all news to me, by the way, because I'm an NFL fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Raider fan.
Same.
Hardcore. No shame.
Same.
But it's like, I don't know why suddenly the people who are apparently fans of the NFL are suddenly disgusted with women taking an interest because someone that they really like is now going, hey, well, if she likes this guy and he's talented and he's in the NFL, maybe we should see what it's all about. I did love that commercial, by the way.
I thought it was cute.
And
I just thought it was very smart for them to do a smart way for them to capture the way I would articulate it.
The only thing I see is these perpetual signs of no girls allowed.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they have been peddling it to women for years.
Yes, they have been. That's why they're pink colored jerseys for your teams and
forever.
hats and fluffy boots.
It's not new. They're just like, well, I guess we're really lucky, you know, and the whole, it's PR, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know
Maybe
if it is or not. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it to me.
Taylor doesn't need any more PR, but she's also not a fucking idiot. You know, she's very, very smart.
She's going to milk it.
Hell yeah. So she's like, I'll take the money wherever it comes from.
Anyway.
I love that Travis and his brother have a podcast.
Yeah.
I've never listened to it.
Yeah.
I've never listened to it, but I like the sibling podcast.
I've listened to it. I've listened to some of it before they became Mr. and Mrs. Swift. I had listened to it.
Is it offensive?
No, it's not. They literally.
I was just likening them to us.
They are, exactly. I
like
think
they're siblings and they do a podcast and I think it's cute.
Just makes me mad because we're just as funny as they are.
Well, I've never listened to
Can you please date someone famous, Stephanie, so that we can just get on with our lives? God.
So people know who we are.
I'm obviously trapped with Mr. Obsessed. I can't marry anyone new.
You know what? Daryl reminds me the equivalent of Pablo with Paula, my sister's Chihuahua.
I know.
Because he would live in her skin if he could.
And you know what? Here's the thing. Daryl is not a pussy. That's the opposite. But that's the thing. It's like, that's what's so hard about it. It's like, he goes, well, I have to go to Phoenix. I'm like, why are you rolling your eyes? He goes, well, because I just left and I have a really hard time leaving.
Yeah.
And I said, oh.
Why doesn't he just say, Jamie, will you please come to Phoenix with me?
Stephanie, he asks me every time.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to.
I know you don't, but I have a dog. Thought if he asked, you would say yes.
And I told him, I said, look, I go, like, he's going to Atlanta next month or Texas or something.
Ooh.
And I said, you know what? Atlanta sounds appealing. I think that would be
go there. Ever.
So I said, I would love to go to Georgia. I'd love to see.
It is apparently beautiful. But
there's a cemetery there that I really want to see. But anyway.
Talk about haunting things.
I know. And so I said, well, that sounds fun. I've been to every town in Texas. I'd rather not. I've been there. I know I have my feelings on it.
If I were you, I would probably only want to go to the things I had never done before.
Exactly. I went to Austin. It was great. Yeah. I had a great time in Austin. I've been to Houston. I've been to Dallas. I've been to San Antonio. All of it.
It's all kind of the same, huh?
I'm not a fan, but it's not, whatever.
You've done it, so it's fine.
I've just been there. Again.
Yeah.
But he's like, talking about that. And I said, here's the thing. We have a dog that could die any day. He's old. Every vet visit, they go, I can't believe he's still alive. Like, not in a bad way, but just like, I can't believe he's still
healthy
and he's viable. He's eating. He's not like just laying there existing. He's living his best life. Yep. But he's 2 or 3 years older than he is expected to be living. So it's like,
I know.
The second we leave, he's going to die. This will happen.
You're like, and I'd kill myself for not being here.
We would all be so guilt-ridden. Yeah. And I can't do it.
No,
so
I get it.
Anyway, with that being said, I was home alone and I was checking the mail and I was on the phone with Daryl because I'm like, we usually go check the mail together.
Oh,
because we're, 100. So we walk to check the mail together because sometimes it's the first time he'll go outside because he works so much.
Yeah, he does.
And so
speaking of, he's working right now. I'm like, what the hell, dude?
He's got a big thing this week.
That's all right. I understand.
Yeah. And he takes advantage of me not bothering him. And anyway, I don't.
You should be grateful because he's not sitting on your lap right now.
It's true. He's satisfied right now, so he won't bother me for a couple of days. But anyway.
Oh, Lord.
I was checking the mail and I go, oh my God, I got something from the city of Rancho Cordova.
What was it?
I don't know. So I go inside.
Tickets?
I open it. I'm like, oh, I got a ticket? I got a red light ticket.
Oh my God, those are the worst. What'd you do?
So I opened it. It was the day I was going to get my crown put on, my permanent crown put on. I never go through this intersection, but the traffic was of such that it would have been faster for me to go through Sunrise and Coloma than to take the back road.
Okay.
I always take the back road.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But this time I didn't. And I was like in the turn lane. I didn't run a red light, by the way. So I was sitting in the turn lane. You can see the picture. My brake lights are on. I am at a stop. And then you see me slightly turn. I'm not even like moving. And
did you just like inch forward a little?
No. And by the way, you can turn right on a red.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
But you have to stop.
I did stop.
I'm not saying you.
Yes.
I'm saying the law says you must stop.
Yes. And I stopped and then I was going. And there's even a close-up of my brake lights because they were trying to get my license plate.
Yeah, that's what they do.
But instead they got my brake lights and barely got my license plate. And then of course, you know, the photo of your face.
It's awful because you don't know you're going to get a picture taken at that second.
I know.
So you're like,
everybody always has their mouth agape. I have my huge ass YSL sunglasses
oh,
and
God.
I'm just sitting there and I'm like, literally every photo that they've taken of me, I am not moving. So where's the infraction?
right. So did you fight it?
Well, there's nowhere on there to even pay it. There's it just said you will have to go to court. And I'm like, okay. But there was not even a date, nothing. Oh, but the next day, the county of Sacramento sends their letter saying, oh, you got a red light ticket. It's $500.
Yeah, it is.
And then they give you 5
Bicentennial
options.
Circle.
They give you 5 options.
Yeah.
My court date's in May.
That's forever. But in the meantime, you don't owe any money and nothing happens. But
First
yes.
of all, I'm not paying this.
I went to traffic court and I did it on Zoom. I didn't even have to go.
So they said, one of the options is you can go, you can have a clerk do the fix a ticket. And I'm like, I'm not having a clerk.
Well, yours is a moving violation.
Right.
So you
Number
have every
one.
reason to go to court.
Number 2, I can set up a payment plan.
No.
3, I can pay it. All these options to pay.
Yeah.
Or you can demand a court date. I'm like, I can demand a court date. Well, fucking A, I'm going to demand a court date. I'm like, God forbid, make me sound like a freaking retired boomer who has nothing better to do at 1:00 in the afternoon on
Jamie,
a Wednesday.
Everybody fights these tickets. First of all, they're even when they're legit, they're the easiest ones to win.
Oh, I'm
because a
sure.
human being isn't giving you a citation,
Right.
And it's really hard to argue with those.
I was so livid.
But yeah, I would be livid too. I got one of those in Jerry's car.
Did you fight? Did you fight it?
I didn't because I actually did what they said. I didn't run a red light. I didn't run it like drove through the intersection. I did the same thing as you. I was making a turn.
Oh.
And I remembered that
Did you just
day.
blow through it?
I just didn't need to stop because there was nobody coming. So I just kept going. And then I'm like, fuck, that is against the law. God damn it. I forgot. I was like, and I didn't know they gave red light tickets on those. I thought they wanted the people who were bolting through the intersection trying not to kill someone.
So I was so furious. So that came on Friday or whatever. So I had the ticket out because I didn't want to forget and I wanted to like make some calendar notes or whatever just to make sure I didn't ignore it. Something because it's so far away. I know. Yeah. So everybody came over. All the boyfriends, the kids, everybody was there, and everybody goes, "You got a ticket, Mom?" And I'm like, you know what? Look at it. I didn't get it. Look at it. Everybody looked at it and went, yeah, you definitely didn't run.
No.
And I'm like, no, this is dumb. And Malia, who lives over there, she goes, people get red light tickets over there all the time for bogus reasons.
Yeah.
Like it's not like they catch, like maybe somebody was running a red light and you happened to be turning or something and they got you both.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, regardless, I'm fighting it.
Yeah.
I've just got to be really hard not to be a Karen in court.
Oh, you won't be.
I'm terrified of anything law enforcement.
You won't be. You're just gonna just tell what your side, and the judge will say yes or no.
Yeah,
and if you lose, then you have to pay $500.
I'll be like, God damn it, really?
The worst part of it is if you lose, and I don't think you will, is that you'll have a point on your record.
That will make me mad.
Yeah,
I haven't had a point in a million years.
Same. Agreed.
So the other day, this was a while ago, but we did a road trip, and I can't remember who was with us. Somebody was in the car with us. I think it was Malia. And I don't even. Oh, we went to Bodega Bay. Natalie was in the car with us, and we were on our way back, and we had to get gas. And so we stop at a gas station, and Daryl goes, "Hey, do you want something? Do you want like a soda or something?" And I'm like, "Nah, I don't feel like a soda." And he's like, "Okay." So he goes in with Natalie. They go get snacks, and I'm with the kids, and we're just chilling. He goes in, we get gas. He comes into the car, and he has a coffee. And I said, "You got a coffee?" He goes, "Well, yeah." And I go, "Why didn't you get me something?" He goes, "You said you didn't want anything." I said, "You asked if I wanted a soda." And I said, "No."
But I would have wanted a coffee.
But I mean, I would have had a coffee. And he goes, "Well, why didn't you say something?" I'm like, okay, first of all, you and I are on a different wavelength.
Right.
You asked me if I wanted soda, and I don't drink soda. So
Never.
No. I go, "But why didn't you think that I might want a coffee?" He's like, "You can have this coffee." And I'm like, "I don't want your coffee. I want my own coffee that you thought about getting me." And he's like, okay. And Natalie's just like frozen.
She's like, are they going to get in a fight? Oh, God.
No, we're not going to get in a fight.
I know.
I was giving him shit. And so
I know you're not going to get in a fight. But was she thinking that?
Maybe. And so
she's not around you all the time.
He's like, we can share it. And I'm like,
I would rather die. I know you'll do it.
I don't want to share.
I wouldn't do
this
it.
Coffee. He goes, I'm going to go in and get you a coffee. I go, no, you're not. It's over. He
should have just gone in and got it, not asked.
He's like,
did he?
No.
Oh,
we shared it. But I mostly drank it. He
at that point he was like, I'm not even drinking.
I don't know if you understand what I've done to Daryl when it comes to his mouth, but he doesn't have a problem sharing anything.
Well, no, neither does Jerry.
But
he gets offended when I take a paper towel to the Pepsi.
Wow, that's not. I would do that. I don't understand.
I take the.
I would absolutely sanitize.
He sips. So he'll take the drink of Pepsi,
put it whole,
and then see that there's Pepsi, and like sip it out. So
and they go, here, put your mouth on this. No. Are you insane?
Yeah.
No. So Daryl,
he's like, what?
After many,
I don't think you're disgusting.
Well, that's nice. I'm not. I'm clean. Many years of this, he has finally realized, like, if I give him, like, would you want a bite of this? And I give him the fork. Now I can confidently give him my fork.
Because he'll just take the food off the tip.
His nothing orifice touches
the fork.
The fork. It's
smart.
Only the food.
Yeah.
And the fork is clean.
Right.
And I can take it back. I still might wipe it because I'm weird.
I mean, if I watch him do it and I know he only
fine.
Used his teeth to take the food off and didn't actually touch anything, I'm okay with that.
If they
mouth it in any way,
no, he doesn't anymore. He's
going in the trash.
He used to stick his tongue out like a parrot. You know how parrots stick their tongue out? You know how they do that? He would do that. And I'm like, why are you doing that? I'm like, you know what? This is all for you now. I don't want anything.
Funny. I'm not going to interrupt you. I'll let you finish. But the funniest fucking TikTok this morning. I should have sent it to you. The husband gets on and he's like, my wife just told me the way I put chapstick on is ick. He's like, I want to know if he goes, and I think it's ridiculous because it's not.
I bet it is.
And she's in the background. She goes, it's disgusting. Nobody puts chapstick on the way you do. And he's like, what? He's like, she goes, you pucker your lips.
That's weird.
She's like, nobody.
You stretch them out.
Thank you. She's like, nobody puckers their lips. He goes, you have to get it everywhere.
You're going to have like weird lines.
He's like,
in your
that's
mouth.
the point of getting chapstick though. You have to get it in everywhere. And she's like, yeah, and not like that. And everything. He's like, fine. So he does it. He puts it on. He's like,
oh, the comments must have just been.
Oh my God. And as soon as he did it, I was like, ew.
I'm like, I'm
and
sorry.
And she's in the back and she's like, stop it. Don't do it again. It was so funny though.
It's hilarious.
Oh my God. It's hilarious.
But anyway. Yeah, so now like I wouldn't share drinks with him ever. Right. And I don't even share drinks with babies.
I don't share drinks with
They're
anyone.
Disgusting. They have slimy little mouths.
There's only one situation where I could think where I would do that, and that's if we had one water bottle.
Oh yeah,
and we were in the desert, and we had to drink the same because there was no way else. And even then, I might pour it in my hand.
I'd probably still wipe the bottle with my hand
for sure.
Anyway, so now it's been so long that he can literally the skill that this man has in he can literally take a sip of anything out of any bottle cup
by pouring it.
His mouth never touches.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He is so good. So
Jerry could learn a few things.
So with that being said, once the coffee is cool, he can do that effectively.
Wow.
And I'm like,
that's impressive.
All right, that's fine. But I'll take the lid off.
Dang.
Because I don't like those coffee lids with just the little hole.
Yeah, same.
There's too much. There's too much risk.
Yeah, I agree.
For mouth oil and things.
Absolutely.
I don't want that.
100%. So, even my own.
I did take it, and you know what? Honestly, I can only do it for so long before even though he's not touching the cup, I'm like, I still can't do this because there's still mouth oil. And stuff. I can't.
No, can't do it. If he was smart, he should have just pretended he was going to share it with you, and then just let you drink it.
I can tell you, this might make me throw up, but I can tell you the day that I decided I would never share a drink with another person.
Oh God, I don't know. If
you want to hear it?
Yeah. Is it who? Well, first of all, is it Daryl?
No, it was in my childhood. This is how long it's been.
I might throw up. I'm already starting to get gaggy.
7th grade at school, Andrew Carnegie, lunchtime. And I was sitting with
hands are sweating.
A bunch of friends.
Because she's going to say it and I'm going to be like,
with a bunch of friends. And back then, milkshakes were new.
had to sniff so I don't choke on my water. No, I don't know if I can do it.
Milkshakes were a
Now
new
I'm
commodity.
sweating. I'm full on sweating.
Milkshakes were a new commodity at the junior high. And they were like 25 cents. And everybody was so excited about them.
I remember. We were so excited.
Yes. And they were probably like chocolate malted. They weren't even like
They were ice milk.
Yeah.
They weren't even real.
Anyway, so they were so delicious. And
we were just so happy to have them too.
I got one. I had one, because they were so cheap. And so I was able to have one. So I was sitting there and I had it. And I was sitting with like 6 other people, and the girl that was sitting, I know who it is, but I'm not going to name her because
you still know her and she's still alive.
No, I don't know her actually, but she could. I don't want this to get back to her.
Because the 5 people in Zimbabwe who listen to the show might tell her.
I don't know, but anyway. So I was drinking it, and she's like, "Oh my god, that was so good." I go, "You can have it. You can have some."
Ah. This goes against every rule our mother ever taught us, too, by the way.
But this was pre-discuss.
No, but not for the discuss factor, but mother was anal about, like, you don't share your brush, you don't
I know.
She pounded that into our skulls.
This was about that year, though, when she started saying that. She's like, don't share eye makeup, don't share whatever.
People have diseases, for Christ's sakes. That's mother.
I never got pink eye for sharing eyeliner, by the way.
Me too.
Never once. But anyway, the lip thing. Anyway. So I said, yeah, sure, take a sip. So she took a sip. And then I sat and we were eating or doing it. We were doing it. I took a sip, Stephanie. Jimmy's straw was full of spit.
No. I told
you. Drink something. Drink something. Okay. From that day forward.
This is so real. People don't understand.
They do.
No, there's something unusual about me.
No. And so from that day forward, I never once shared a beverage or a cup with anyone ever again. Ever.
She's ruined me.
Drink your water. I can't. Oh my God.
It keeps going through my mind. Oh no.
Can you share cigarettes with people?
No.
No, I can't either.
No.
I mean, I haven't smoked in a million years, but I'm just saying back in the day.
No.
In fact, it was so bad about the sharing that I would literally spend the extra money to have a second pack when I thought it was cool to smoke,
It reminds me of that movie Vacation when Clark pulls up to Cousin Eddie and he's like, I bet you could use a cool one. And he hands him his half-drank open beer and then opens a new one for himself. I'm like,
ew.
God, yeah, right.
Imagine?
No, but that's how I envision, like, if you smoke and like, here, you want my cigarette? It's like, fuck no, I don't want your fucking nasty cigarette.
Cousin Eddie is one of the most disgusting characters on the planet.
And he's not a great human in real life.
No, he's not. Anyway, so the discussion of this whole, I saw this. I mean, I know we reference TikTok a lot, but maybe it was Reels. I don't know.
It could be, yeah.
It was social media. It was social media
kind of video
of something. And it said, whenever you go into the gas station, always get your girl a snack. Always.
Yeah, I agree.
You shouldn't even ask. Just do it.
Do it.
And that whole situation came to mind when I saw it, because this happened a while ago. And then I was watching, so I'm like, yeah. Why did he even have to ask? He should have just done it.
Yeah.
Because they say they'll always tell you no, but do it anyway.
Do it anyway.
Because they need a snacky snack. We're always grumpy about something. We're always starving ourselves. We're dehydrated constantly. True. Like we need something. It's required. We just don't want to admit that we need food or sustenance because I don't know.
I don't know about
funny.
you.
I don't know why that is though, but it is true. It's a girl trait. It just is.
And honestly, if we're on a road trip and I'm the one that has to go inside, like, because I usually have to pee, so I'll be like, I'll go in.
Yeah. I always come out with something.
I always get something for Jerry. I know exactly what he wants or what he would want.
I'm like, I got you beef jerky. He's like, oh, wow, thanks.
I'll get him regular barbecue, Lay's potato chips, and a fucking Pepsi. And he's like, God damn, yay.
Treasure.
So happy. Yeah. So,
it's true.
For me, I feel like after 26 years, you don't know to go in and get me a coffee, or for me, it would be like a Gatorade and some Starburst or something.
Oh man, I love Starburst.
Same.
So good.
So yeah, that was a funny story. That was actually hilarious. I just wish it didn't make me want to throw up so bad. I don't know. I think it's because you and I have imaginations that are very tangible.
Oh, yeah.
So when you imagine something or you think about something, you can feel it.
It's true.
And so it's like I could feel it.
Stephanie, to this day,
And
it's a core memory for me. Yeah. And so I just remember, I remember my eyes narrowing and I gave it to her. I said, you can have it.
Oh,
she's like,
God.
I can have it. I'm like,
Jamie,
yeah.
but the damage was done.
It was, but I was not going to throw it away if, she clearly wanted it. So I said, would you like it? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, you can have it. And she's like, oh, really?
Drink your own spit, have fun.
Stephanie,
God.
I was ruined.
For sure. I probably couldn't even drink a chocolate milkshake or whatever it was ever again.
It was one of those moments I rarely have, actually. And when I do, I don't use straws.
Yeah.
I only use a spoon.
I had Jerry. I had Daryl's Bloody Mary today because I really wanted one and I haven't had one in a really long time, but it reminded me of the time that I threw those up all over the back of our boat, which was 20 years ago.
That.
20 years ago, at least, when that happened. And still, it's triggering for me every time.
Oh, no.
But no, oh, God, I sucked down. It was delicious. Yeah. No, it didn't ruin me, but it'd been a really long time since
I want to try to find a michelada that I really like. I really want to find one because I'm not a big fan of Bloody Mary.
I love them.
But I think the idea of a michelada sounds really delish.
They are.
So I've got to find a good one. You said you found a good one somewhere.
I did.
But anyway, so I'll have to find it. But I'll make my own. I don't know.
You're going to all these Mexican restaurants lately. Just try them. Try one.
I know.
And then make Daryl drink it if you don't like it.
I don't think he likes them, actually.
Oh, he doesn't?
It's the one thing he doesn't like.
But he likes Bloody Marys.
I know. I don't know. But anyway, I think that's all I have.
Yeah, I was trying to see if there was any celeb stuff going on right now, but it's been kind of a quiet last few weeks. Nothing really is going on.
Well, Prince Charles has cancer.
He does, and I know that his son went over to the pond for not very long. It sounds like he did not see his brother.
No, but his brother's got his hands full right now.
He does.
We don't know what's going on with little Miss Kate.
No, I agree. I know. I hope it's nothing bad.
I hope so too. That's a really long time to heal. And someone who went through an emergency resection for your guts.
Yeah.
It took me a good month to recover. But I was only in the hospital for like 4 or 5 days. I was not in the hospital for 10 days.
Well, do we know anything about what's wrong with her?
They just said she had abdominal surgery.
Oh, okay.
And even if she were to have like a mommy makeover, that's a 1-day stay. That is
she wouldn't
not.
She
doesn't need that. But I'm just saying that people are like, well, she probably had cosmetic surgery. I'm like,
She could have done that, and they could have done it outpatient in the fucking castle somewhere.
10 days is a really long time to be in the hospital for anything.
Well, I mean, maybe she had a burst hernia or something. You never know. She's had 2 kids.
Maybe. The thing is that they're not telling us. And the fact that she hasn't been seen either is also alarming. Some people are saying it's mental health. Some people are saying that, rehab. I'm like, she's not fucking rehab.
No, she's not in rehab.
Stop it.
She's not. But
she's home.
But whatever it is, here's the thing. The life they live is a tough one.
Yes, it is.
And she's done it very, very well. She's embraced that role. I mean, and that is hard. And so if she needed a month off.
Do you think she might have had a breakdown when she found out that Charles has got cancer?
I don't know.
She's like, I don't want to be the queen yet. Holy shit.
It could be.
That would freak me out.
Just because we're not just now finding out about him having cancer doesn't mean he hasn't had it.
Well, I mean, the whole prostate thing, and then he doesn't have prostate. They made it. Somebody said sometimes, and this is still just speculation, and Prince Charles, for all of his qualities that nobody really likes, he's very open and doesn't like the idea of the monarchy being so secretive because it allows people to make up all kinds of crazy stuff. If he wants to, he'll tell people what he has.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of waiting to make sure he's going to get through it.
Sure.
But not the question, but somebody said, generally speaking, when a man is getting his prostate repaired and it's benign and it's not cancer, they generally, if they find it, it's bladder.
It could be.
They think it's usually bladder cancer because they see it because it's all connected.
Yeah.
Because the prostate is right under the bladder and they're kind of connected.
Yeah.
So if they saw something there, they went, oh, well, you don't have prostate cancer, but your bladder, which is attached to your prostate, ain't looking good. So that could be it.
Or anything GI, any stomach or, all of that stuff is all around in that area.
Yes.
It's hard to say, but whatever it is, we all know nobody wants cancer of any type.
No.
I don't care what it is or how curable it is. I don't want to find out if I'm going to survive.
God.
So,
I just think, oh God.
I find it so ironic, and we were talking about this like on text or whatever, that this man waited 75 years to be the king. And he's been the king for 18 months.
I know.
And
they don't even have money in circulation yet.
Oh my God. It's like, seriously? He's like, I got to be the king for a whopping year and a half.
Hey, you know what? Back in the old days, kings didn't live very long.
Elizabeth was the oldest living monarch in history.
And the one before her was Elizabeth.
Yeah. So it's like,
and you know,
I mean, but that's at the same time, I wish death on nobody. Well, very few people, and most of them are pedophiles, but
yes.
I wish death on nobody. But we all hope that we're alive and young enough to know what it's like to have Prince William as the king. I really want to see him be the king. I hope I'm, like still within my right mind and everything.
I think we're going to live a long time. I told Daryl, I said, I just want you to know, and I'll
probably die first of the four of us.
I mean this with all the cells in my body. If I end up being a widow, I will never marry another man.
Oh no, we've talked about that.
Never. I told Daryl, I said, I fully believe.
Mine would have to walk up on a horse with a halo that glows over his head and money coming out of his ears. And then I might.
I fully believe that at the end of the day, you and I will end up living together again. Yeah. I really think that'll happen.
That's fine.
I think you and I will have a cute little place and we'll live our best life. I don't want to sell this house. I love this house.
I don't know why well, I mean, I don't know what your plans are for the house. I know you guys always wanted to move to Napa. I don't know. Yeah, but
I don't want to I love this house.
I love this house. I'm not moving.
I've sunk every nickel in this house, although I've done more than you. I've had to put up with you. I'll live in your house. You live in your house, and I'll live in mine.
I don't care. I mean, if you guys buy a house in Napa, I'll move to Napa. Sure, we'll be both old women, and we'll be surrounded by wine and rich people.
Oh my God, what a great way to go, right?
Heck yeah.
Anyway,
cost everything.
I was just telling him this yesterday because I was saying, hey, they're doing a Golden Bachelorette. And he's like, oh man. I go, I'm so interested in the men that are signing up for this. I go, all I know.
That would be a hard job to pick them.
Man, the idea of having to get used to another old man's smell, I just can't do it.
Jamie, or their underwear.
I can't do it. The hair,
I don't see, you know what's funny?
The grunting,
Talk about learning. Jerry I don't even see his underwear anymore after he's worn them. Don't even see them.
He deals with it?
He completely.
Good.
Not only, they don't even go into I don't even see him in the hamper anymore.
Does he just buy new ones every day?
No, he washes them.
Oh, okay.
Like all the things, whatever he's stripped off of and the towel
in the washer.
Goes straight. He does a little load.
Hey, you know what? Good.
It's the best thing ever.
Wonderful.
I never have to wonder if what I'm going to run into.
You know, I just started buying colored underwear so I can just be in
for yourself.
No.
Oh, for D?
Yeah, just
yeah. Jerry's been wearing color just for a while.
Just delusional. No more white underwear in this house.
My son too, but my son can stain dark underwear.
Well, he's a child.
He's disgusting.
He's a puberty laden
God.
person.
He's been sending me TikToks, and I just can't tell you how much I love it.
How come I can't get TikToks from him?
I don't know. I mean, Jeff and I
don't. You know what? He's a child. I don't want him to have access to adult. You know.
No, the funny thing is I restrict nothing. He's not on parental controls. I don't have to.
Oh.
I do check on him. I spy on him all the time.
Good.
I read his texts. I look at his everything.
Yes, good. Yeah, please don't be like,
I don't.
Oh, he's fine.
Never.
Because you know what? He's fine.
No,
but
I
it's
don't.
other people.
I do not do it. People can say, oh, but that's invading his privacy. Fuck it. I don't care. I don't care.
He's a child.
I will invade his privacy until he's probably like 20. Whenever. But anyway, my point is.
You'll know when you don't have to anymore.
Yeah. So he sends me TikToks, and I just think it's so funny because it's such a window into his little mind.
Oh, God, I love it.
It is. And so I've been super enjoying it. Some of them are dumb. They're like kid things that kids. People would be like, yeah. But I still think it's funny because he thinks it's funny. And I'm like, it cracks me up seeing my son from a different level.
I send my children the most unhinged things on the planet because...
I sent him about 5 videos the other day about consent and what that means.
Good for you.
Because there's a thing going around online for kids his age. They talk about SA and rape, and they don't know what they're saying.
Okay.
They really don't.
You're right.
It's like a thing that they say when they're gaming and they're getting really loud and wild.
Got it.
They
say stuff.
They do. They'll be like, dude, I'm going to rape you to another dude. And it's like, they don't. And it's, to me, it's very triggering, and it instantly catches my ear.
You're like, you can't say that.
And so I asked him if he knew what it meant. And he really did not. He really didn't.
Surprising.
He didn't know what it meant.
Well, I'm glad you told him.
So I sent him about 30 videos explaining, with traumatized victims, explaining, what had happened to them in a variety of different ways, and consent and what that means. you know, especially
So
as
he
a
gets
boy.
it now. Yeah, that's really important.
Yeah,
I'm glad
yeah.
you did that.
Yeah. And then of course I had to give him the warning of death. I was like, I don't ever
Never
wanna
say that
hear you say
again.
that ever again.
Good for you, though. That's very important, especially, you know, because if they're left to their own devices.
He just didn't know.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
You educated him. That's important. Remember how I told you I was keeping track of how many times I cry?
Yeah, that's right. Are you still doing it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Kenzie and I are doing it. So, and it's funny. Kenzie goes,
Is it to deter you guys from crying?
no, it's
Okay.
just it's more to see how often we actually cry versus when we think, you know what I mean? And so the protocol is you don't have to shed a tear, but it has to be more than just teary eyed. Like it has to be like a cry.
Yeah.
Not full on, but you know what I mean? You know the difference between getting a little verklempt versus full on feeling like, oh my God.
Well, if you have to wipe your eyes.
or if you have to like grab it, whatever.
Dab.
Okay.
If it's too much that you're going to be wet, your eyes are going to be wet.
Yes.
Versus just being able to blink it away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I cried 10 times in January,
that's
which
not
is
too
not
bad.
that bad, I
No,
thought.
no.
This time so far, my first cry was on the 5th of February. I saw the last 5 minutes of the series finale of Dawson's Creek
Oh my God.
when the girl's leaving videos for her daughter because she's
I've
dying.
never watched Dawson's Creek. So.
Well, I used to watch it a long time ago. And then the next time we were in the car and I told Daryl, I admitted that I missed him when he was gone. I started to cry. I'm like, I missed you. And he's like, I missed you too. I'm like, it was stupid. It was so stupid. But he was gone.
Not stupid.
He was gone for a really long time.
Yes,
and it was the
that's
first
stupid.
trip after like
It's just
forever.
for us. It's like I don't know.
I know.
You probably do more with Daryl, and it's so sweet. I love that. I
just feel weak, but I do, but it's because we've been told crying is weak. And that may be one of the reasons why I'm logging it. Cause I'm like, it's actually okay. Crying is like a normal emotion, by the way. People cry. The Pfizer commercial for the Super Bowl.
That's not the one I sent you, was it?
No, it's the one where at the end,
that was Cetaphil.
the curing cancer.
Oh God.
The Pfizer curing cancer. And like the little girl got to ring the bell.
I can't with those.
Stephanie, I just started crying.
I mean,
and I was like, God damn you, Pfizer.
I know, right?
It was a good cry, but I mean, still, they're like, we're trying, we're working hard.
That's
I'm like,
the point of the commercial, though.
Yes, it was the Super Bowl one. It was very good. And then this one was on Valentine's Day, which I absolutely loaded Valentine's Day, and we didn't even talk about it.
Oh, that's right.
I saw a TikTok of a lady. She has two daughters who are like adulty age, and they made their mom try on her wedding dress.
Oh God.
So she puts it, she goes, I can't believe this still fits me. But she's like tiny. You know,
Yeah.
she wasn't a big woman. So she put it on, she goes, oh man, it still fits. And they said, Dad, come here. So I'm trying not to get emotional right now. This is an actual TikTok that I saw, and it was
God,
clearly.
you should send it to me.
I will. I'll try to find. I'm sure I liked it. I'll find it for you. They're like, Dad, come here. He's like, what? And they're like, Dad, come see Mom. And so he comes upstairs. He comes upstairs. And he's got his hat on. He's wearing, like he's doing yard work kind of thing. He comes in, and she's standing there, kind of nervous, like the wife, the mom was standing there. She's like, well, it still fits.
Yeah.
And Stephanie.
Jay's going to cry.
I'm not going to cry. It's just so sweet.
I already am like, are you serious right now?
He adjusts his baseball hat. Like he adjusts it kind of nervously. He walks up to her. He grabs her face and just gives her the biggest kiss. I was like, and the daughters are quiet.
Are they crying? We're both going to cry. Oh my God.
They're sitting there stunned.
That is very sweet.
They are stunned.
Now this is
silent.
like a TikTok, so it's real?
Yes,
it's not like it's not like a stage.
No, it was not staged.
Oh my God.
No, it was not staged. And they're all.
I would have been bawling.
They're all, Dad. Like they couldn't believe it. And then she goes, they've been married 30 years. And I was like,
oh, that is
so sweet.
I
so
love
yes,
that.
I'm tearing now because it was so sweet. Because it's so rare,
But what a sweet moment to catch on it. I'm guessing this went viral.
I don't know. I didn't look. I don't think there was that much on there.
Oh, that's shocking.
Yeah,
'Cause
no.
usually those kind of videos like take off.
Oh man. But anyway, so those are the cries for now. But I mean,
well, those are all good.
yeah,
all good.
they were good ones.
Yeah. No. What about? So, did you guys do anything for Valentine's? Is that why you went away last weekend?
No.
I was gonna say, don't lie.
No. Daryl's the sucker for all the holidays.
I know.
I am the antithesis of that.
Yeah, I agree.
And I just told him, like, any other person would respect my hatred for holidays, but you just refuse to allow. He's like, if you don't want to do anything, we don't have to do anything. And I'm like, I don't want to do anything.
Like this is what, my 27th time telling you I don't want to do anything for Valentine's Day.
And I said this last year, but he can't help himself because he has teachers for parents.
I know.
And teachers use holidays for teaching.
You can't keep blaming that on them. He just loves to do it.
Well, but it's embedded in his childhood.
I get it.
And so like, he's like, why would I stop now?
I mean, I know, but at the same time, It's like, he also just loves displaying his affection and his love for you. He does.
I know.
And like so, God, like how could he not do it on Love Day?
Big old peacock.
Yes.
I know. So anyway, so we compromised and I said, look, I will acknowledge the day by making you dinner.
Okay.
And so we get a card because he cherishes every card I ever give him. And then,
God, that is so sweet.
It is sweet. None of this is bad, by the way.
No. I have to keep the cards that my son gives to his father because they would be on the floor under the oven, covered in dust.
Some men are different. But anyway, and so I make him a really nice meal, and then that's it. And then I'll get him a card, and he gives me flowers, and that's the arrangement. He's like, I would agree with you if I didn't do it all the time.
Yeah,
but because he does this all the time, then to him it feels like just an excuse.
Another time, yeah.
Like, that's fine. It's the one thing that I resent more than anything in the world. He's like, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. And I'm like,
well, you said this last year. I'm pretty sure when we were talking about Valentine's, you said sometimes I feel bad because I take things, I feel like I'm denying Daryl things that he would like to do because I hate them so bad. Yes. So I compromise. And I get that too.
That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's okay.
So anyway, I made him, I don't even remember what I made him. I made halibut.
Oh, yeah. You guys love it.
Yeah, and polenta and stuff like that. But he loved every bit of it. So.
Well, that's very sweet. You survived another year.
I made it.
Yeah. Now you're going to be, you guys are barreling down the eye of 27 years this year? Will it be in August?
Yes.
So, that's quite the milestone.
I know.
It's going to be 30 before you know it.
All right.
Are we done?
We're done.
All right.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening.
Bye.